right, here we're at sort of a culminating script. This is exercise 14, and you're actually combining the two concepts of raw input, which involves functions, calling functions, getting input from the user, and also command line options that you just did in exercise 13. I'll type this one in, and then we'll run it, and we should see the combination of the two. Sometimes students ask me, what's better, command line options or raw inputs? Actually, it just depends on what you're doing. But for the most part, you would use command line options. And there's actually libraries that help you do that. The raw input stuff, the reason why you don't use raw input questions too much, prompting, is that it's harder to use those kinds of scripts in automation systems. So that's why people use command line options, because you can have other programs that run your programs. But if they require input, it's harder to run your program. All right, so I'll type this code in. We'll see what we get. All right, so now we have that typed in. I'll just double check it real quick. I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to explain what's in it a bit. Again, read the chapter, the exercise, because it goes through a much more detail to what all this is. But we're combining three things, so this is like a good exercise to study a bit. Now, we have to go and look and see how we run this. We type in our username. We can figure that out because there's the username variable that we're going to use throughout the rest of the script. It's important to try to understand what variables are being used for and why you have to enter them. So I'm going to run my script with Z. All right, typed in. I'm going to say no, I don't like this person. I live in California. And I have a candy. And then it prints that out. Now that looks really simple, right? But let's go see what we've been doing. First, we're using the argv the way we've been doing. As you can see, we're just getting a username. We're also making a prompt that's a variable. So you know how to assign strings to variables already. You've been doing a lot of that. But now we're going to take that, and we're going to pass that to raw input, so we don't have to keep typing the prompt over and over. I'm going to show you something cool we can do with this. So see line 9? I have the prompt passed in to raw input. That means I can just change all the prompts. You look at the whole script, all the prompts are that one variable. So what if I want it to be something else? Let's try this. I could do that. Let's see what happens. See, raw input printed it out. Will it print it out for all three? Yep, totally works. So that's really common. You'll actually make variables for commonly used bits of text and things like that. I'm also, after calling raw input, using the whole array of %r characters. I'm using a triple quote strings. I'm using everything in this script. Take this script, definitely do the study drills. The common student questions have a couple of things in them you should check out. Most importantly, I just demonstrated this one. You should go back and double check that you understood what I did when I did that. This comes in handy later, because later exercises we're going to be making variables and passing them to functions and making functions that take variables. So if you don't get this, if this question stumps you, you don't understand that, go study that harder. The key to it is, and the key to actually figuring out a lot of scripts and a lot of things, is to try to break them. Try to make a change. Don't worry about it. You're gonna break the script. So what? Just type it back in if you can't, or hit undo in your edit menu. No matter what you do, I mean, watch. There, just fixed it. Just didn't undo. So if you didn't know what that question was, like how do I assign a prompt, like you didn't understand that, well, I'm mentioning the word prompt, so go find prompt, try changing it. Just make a guess and give it a try. Okay, I'll see you at exercise 15.